ESC Accommodations, the Basics. The Accommodation Series Part 1. What are accommodations? According to the Florida Department of Education's Accommodations Handbook, accommodations are changes that are made in how students access information and how they demonstrate mastery of taught standards or skills. Accommodations play an important role in ensuring that every student has the tools necessary to increase, maintain, or improve school-related skills and tasks. Who's eligible? Any student who has been evaluated and determined to have a disability under IDEA or Section 504 may have accommodations based on identified needs. The student's needs for accommodations are documented in an IEP or Section 504 plan. All teachers and paraprofessionals working with that student are responsible for implementing the student's accommodations. Accommodations are typically provided in 4 areas or domains. The setting, which refers to how the environment is made accessible for instruction and assessment. Responding, which refers to how students show what they know. Scheduling, which refers to how time demands and schedules may be adjusted to accommodate a student's needs. And presentation, which refers to how students receive or are delivered information. It is important to understand that accommodations should not reduce learning expectations or opportunities for the students that are receiving them. When assessing if accommodations are appropriate for the student in need, the team can use the following criteria and questions to consider the potential impact of the accommodation. Is it necessary? Meaning, does the student require the accommodation to perform the task? Does it support independence? Meaning, can the student perform the task more independently with the accommodation? Is it generalizable? This refers to whether or not the student can use the accommodation for similar tasks in varying settings. Is it acceptable? Does the student and the IEP team feel that the accommodation will be helpful? It is important to include students when determining if an accommodation is appropriate for them. For younger students, gaining their input may require support, observation, and ongoing coaching. The appropriateness of any accommodation should be measured in terms of its impact on the performance and attitude of the student receiving them. Some guiding questions to consider when reflecting on the impact of an accommodation include the following. Does the student regularly use the accommodation? Can the student participate fully in the assigned activities with this accommodation? Can the student master the daily learning targets with the provided accommodation? Did the accommodation help the student feel like they were a part of the class? If the answers to the questions are yes, then the accommodation is appropriate and beneficial. If the answer to any question is no, then troubleshooting is needed to find out why. A different type of accommodation may be needed. Accommodations play a vital role in meeting the needs of students with disabilities in and out of the classroom. They help to ensure that students gain the skills they need to prepare for the future. It is important to understand that the student's use of accommodations must be continually monitored and supported through data analysis, intentional planning, implementation, and evaluation of effectiveness. This is an ongoing process as students' needs may change over time. With the right support, our students are capable of endless possibilities. Remember, this is part 1 of the accommodation series. Look out for more videos on this topic. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope that you have gained a better understanding of the basics of student accommodations.